Hello everyone, and welcome back to the battlefield. Ellington here, and if you don't recognize this, because we're doing a different game! A different kind of battlefield. A few years after the Romans and what you guys are probably used to. Here we are with Thrones of Britannia, and as you can see, this battle is like right off to a fast start. Had some cavalry from the defenders coming out here. Now, bear with me, I am not as familiar with the Thrones of Britannia factions and things like that as I am with Rome 2. So I believe, if I remember correctly, this cavalry unit is West Sax, if I remember right. Now, chasing them, you could see some cavalry from the Norse, Viking scouts here. Then on this side, we have got Northumbria. That's the Thane horsemen here, also chasing after that cavalry unit. So to get right into the comps and armies and people and all that jazz, we have got here as Northumbria, we have got Zidorio. In the center, we have got the Norse being commanded by Geke, and finally, over here, we have got East Anglia being commanded by Not So Royal. Now for the defenders, over on this side, we have got West Sax being commanded by Lima. Here we have got Dyflin being commanded by Nappy. Then finally, for the defenders, we have got the Normans being commanded by XV Apollo. Look at these guys, man. Look really, really cool. Now, from what I see, I believe the cavalry is pretty much dealt with from the defenders. So you can see the attackers are well on their way. Got some Danelaw axemen moving forward. Looks like they're pushing the main assault over here. We do have a sword herdman pushing the ram up. You can see I already got some towers on fire. I believe that was from the artillery, which somehow, I'm not really sure how they did this, but they were able to keep the artillery. I'm wondering if they were able to run the artillery crew away before the cav could beat it. Now over this way, looks like the Norse are kind of taking their time, to be honest with you. I don't really see anything pushing forwards. Now, what about... Yeah, so it does look like Not So Royal is moving up his troops. His stuff is already up on the walls here. So East Anglia here. Sorry, like I said, it's going to take me a sec to get all this down. I don't do a whole lot of Thrones. I would love to do more. It's just sometimes it's hard to get replays for them. So if you guys have replays of Thrones of Britannia, don't forget to post those down in the Discord. That'd be a good place to put them. You can see the Militia Fjord archers from back here shooting at the units from East Anglia on the wall. The Carol Axeman. I probably just butchered how you say that. God, I'm so sorry. But he's got a lot coming up here, and really, it doesn't look like the defenders have much to stop him. West Sax does not have much up here. Looks like they are really defending the second layer of the settlement. I'll tell you what, there's one thing about the Thrones of Britannia settlements. They are massive. And I will say one thing. God, I wish some of these settlements were on Rome 2. I wish there was a way to, like, port the settlement to the other game. Oh, man, it'd be, like, these settlements are freaking glorious. You can see all of the defenders have really fallen back from the walls. They are really holding further back here. They're going to make the attackers have to force their way through to this area. Got a lot of fire arrows coming in up against the Norman axe levy. They might be trying to weaken the morale here. I know that in Thrones of Britannia, the morale of your units it's very, very different. Your units are very likely to try and run away, but you typically will get them back later. You know, they'll run, and then they come back. So that is one thing you have to be very conscientious of. You can see the Norse moving up now, finally. You got axe herdmen. Catapults moved up. Viking archers back here. A lot of axes. That is one thing about the Thrones of Britannia. There's a lot of axemen. Lot. I will say I really like the way the units look and everything. I think, man, like, God, this game, I really think this game is good. I really enjoy it, especially in the multiplayer world. I just think it's a fun one, man. Very different. Man, I just wish that more people played it, because I would love to play this game more. Look at the mailed Saxons here. They just look fantastic. Anglian Raiders moving up now. You can see they are starting to fall back. Like, they've got these mailed long axes, which are kind of like a shock infantry almost. It's a tier 3, but yeah, they do a lot of damage, but they're pretty vulnerable to like arrows because they have no shields. Looks like the Norse are finally getting to the walls here, but the Dyflin units here really just setting up. They are going to corner off the Norse units. Got some cavalry moving around. Not sure where they're going, but on this side, a little less of... I wish I had my markers, but I don't have it set up on Thrones. I'll have to see how to do that. Yeah, so the Dyflin on this side is not kind of boxing them in the way they were on over here by the gate. They really just kind of have two units kind of plugged in here. But you can see it's allowing some of the Norse units to kind of sneak around, as well as another tower dropping on here. Now over here, I mean, like, the defenders on this side have really just kind of given up the entire wall section, allowing the Northumbrians onto the walls with really no resistance. So eventually it'll come down to a fight between the Normans and the Northumbrians here in this area over here. Then eventually I'm going to assume they'll fight for the, you know, kind of open area in the second layer of the wall. You can see some Eastern hunter, right? Eastmen hunters, excuse me. I believe an archer unit, yep. Militia Fjord archers. Select Fjord spearmen. Those sound kind of cool. Kind of like a janky little line here, though. They've got unit here, but there's nothing really in the middle. They're trying to get this retinue sword infantry out of here. Mailed Saxons. 90 out of 160, so it is still relatively healthy. Looks like they had their Viking scouts chasing it, so that's what they did. They brought the Viking scouts all the way around and brought them into the gate that they had available, because on the north side, you can see that they don't fully have control of this yet. So, ooh, Great Axe is already in combat here. Now, is there a way for me to... I was going to look at the kills on these guys, but I don't see a kill or like a kill thing. Looks like they are trying to get a hold of this gate. It is still not quite taken. You can see a Dyflin spearman still holding that in that gate area. Now it looks like we are engaged over here. Got Norman spearmen going against the sword herdmen. It's a tier 1 versus a tier 2. And in some of the later Total War games, you kind of have like a tier system. As you higher tier, obviously, are a better unit. You can see the Norman unit just broke, but they are backed up by a Norman mailed spear. You got Norman axe levy getting double teamed here. You got sword herd and Dane claw axemen. Over here, like, I'm kind of surprised that they don't engage this unit and then sneak around some of the little gaps around it, because that one unit is not really filling that gap fully. Now on this side, it looks like the next phase is going to be around this opening to the secondary wall, but I'm kind of surprised that Dyflin is continuing to hold considering that his entire flank is open to the East Anglians over here. He is holding relatively well, though, although I think the Norse is starting to gain some ground on him. You could hear the archers in the background over here, the Viking archers shooting in. I think they're shooting into the great axes. This Norse unit is double teamed. Got the great axes on one side and Eastman spearmen on the other. His great axe is tiered up, which means it's probably getting some damn good kills. Wish there was a way, which there could be a way that I'm just not used to. I personally like having like the unit stats and kills up on the side of the screen. Over here, the axe herdmen doing a really good job. Look at this. They are getting charged by a depleted great axe, though. And over this side, yeah, I mean, the Normans have fully fallen back to the secondary level. So the attackers on two different sides are fully in, and then in the middle, the Norse are still having a little bit of trouble. Dyflin is really giving them a run for their money. Which I'm kind of surprised that the Northumbrians or the East Anglians don't send units over here to kind of help finish off Dyflin and get the Norse into the settlement. Looks like they are going to get in, though. I don't think Dyflin can stop them much longer, especially from over this way. You can see they're starting to wrap around units, and then they'll be able to turn their attention to the units around the gate and finish them off as well. I think what East Anglia is going to do, I think they're going to wait for the Norse to finish up on their side so that the Norse can make their push. Well, I mean, the Norse can't really push much further. They're going to have to basically either split their forces to either side or just fully commit to one side. We'll see what they end up doing. Now, the Northumbrians here have fully pulled up. Now, the big difference between this and Rome is that in Rome, too, if you were this close, we would see tons and tons of javelins being tossed from between the lines here. But in Thrones of Britannia, you don't really have that. So, get some screenshots here. Weren't they meant to be helping us? Apparently someone's not helping them the way they should. There we go. But yeah, so you can see this is basically going to stay this way until one of the two sides decides to, go up and engage. But look at this massive shield wall between the two of them. Just a ridiculous thing, man. Might have some units moving forward. Oh, it's the armored archers from East Anglia. Moving up, looks like they're trying to take a fight with the militia fjord archers. And here we go, Dyflin getting wrapped up by the Norse axe herdmen, excuse me. A lot of death happened here. It does look like the great axes did a good job, but I think the archers were able to finish them off in the end. But once they've got this gate, that will allow the rest of the Norse army to come back in, or to come into the settlement. Got Viking archers, although, honestly, he may not have much left out here. I think majority of his army already is in. You can see East Anglia, I think, was sending some units to come help, but by the time he got here, it was over. You can see already some of the Norse units moving forward, probably to begin assisting in this assault here.
The enemy is routing.
You can see the Dyflin archers moving around. Oh, these axe herdmen are probably going to have a bad day here. Go and shield wall, that will assist in, soaking up some of that ammo. Wonder how much the fjord archers lost. It really doesn't look like much. Shooting down over at the fjord spearmen. the feared spearmen really losing much? Let's see. One more volley here. They're 109. All right, so they are taking losses. They just lost 11 there. Look at this defense, guys. A daunting defense if there ever was. But East Anglia seems to be pretty healthy. And depending on which way the Norse decide to go, who knows? Do have some of Dyflin assisting over here with the Normans. Northumbria continuing to take his time, which I think is the smart thing to do. Now, I'm a little surprised that his general is still back here. 120-man warlord unit. Should probably bring that in. You're probably going to need it. And honestly, man, I think it's kind of a tough one because the Northumbrians look pretty beat up at the moment. And this defense from the Normans is pretty vicious. Just layers upon layers of spears. You can see the axe herdmen just really getting ripped to shreds by the Dyflin archers. Really nothing they can do about it. And I believe they are finishing up the Dyflin unit at the gate, finally. Triple chevron now, that Eastman spearman. But that is going to allow, now careful going through the gate. Don't, no. Just waiting for oil, man. Although I think it's a little different in Thrones of Britannia, thankfully. Oh, an engagement. East Anglia going right in. You can see that the West Sax spear did move forward to fill the gap, but it looks like it's getting a little wrapped around. You got the Anglian Raiders going up against the Militia Fjord spearmen. 135 versus 141. Combat says it's even, so now over here we got kind of a 2v1, mailed Saxes and Militia Fjord spearmen going up against Anglian Raiders. This one, I think, is going more into the defender's favor for sure. And he took his archers over this way, I think trying to get side shots over on the archers that were over here, but they moved their archers over to this side, so kind of an interesting movement. I'm not sure if it worked the way he wanted it to. Royal, if you watch it, if you watch the video, let me know how that combat went for you. Was that what you were trying to do? Armored archers going into combat. I mean, are they really out of ammo? Holy crap. I'm definitely, if I'm going to do more of these Thrones of Britannia battles, I'm going to need to check and see if there's a way to put up the unit stats, because I don't like that. I wonder if there's like just a different control way you could do it. Looks like they're kind of going full in. And here come the Norse. The Norse are coming to assist on this side. I think that's the right call. You know, most of Dyflin is over here as well, so the Northumbrians are kind of getting double-teamed and really just throwing everything in. What is going on there? Look at this, just all units into the combat. Not really sure exactly why. You're just going to get all of your units exhausted here. Not sure what this guy's doing. Norse moving more stuff around. Actually had a unit come back from Dyflin. That Eastman spearman, 45 men left, is still alive. Not dead yet. Viking scouts look like they're trying to get some charges in. There are some little gaps in the lines here. Maybe they're trying to exploit some of those gaps. I don't know. Look at that Anglian Raider. 2 chevrons now. Did I see one with more? No, just 2. Over this way, they're doing really, really well as well. Really well as well as well? Well. I hate when I do that. It's annoying. Select Fjord Spearmen. You got some mailed long axes. I'm not sure why sending the mailed long axes in. They are kind of a shock unit, so you want to kind of cycle them in and out. So throwing them into the back of your own spear unit is not really going to give you the charge you want to get out of those. And then was that an archer unit back up here? Yep. What is he going for with these guys? Maybe shooting over here at the general? And then the Norse archers are up now, but they don't seem to be going anywhere yet. Now on this side, this actually does seem like it might be going relatively well for the for the attackers. I think Dyflin is out of ammo with his archers. I'm intrigued to see how many kills he got out of them, because he a lot of flame shot. And I'm not sure he got a whole lot of kills out of those. They have chevroned up multiple times, so possibly. They are not falling back again, are they? No. Really? Why? You've got him like stonewalled. Northumbria just threw his entire army in and exhausted the whole thing. Why would you give this up? Ooh, look at this axe herdman, 3 chevron, sneaking through the gap, and he's going to get around the shield wall. Once again, that is the thing in this game. Morale, man, morale. If you can get the units to break, that is what you want. Kind of surprised they're leaving the main warriors but taking the Norman Axe Levy. Pretty sure that this is a better unit. So I'm not sure why they didn't leave this one in and take the other one, or the other two, honestly. I'm really surprised by this. I'm not a huge fan of them falling back from here. And now the same thing, like, or maybe did East Anglia just make his way through? I'm pretty sure that, I don't think East Anglia just ate through this. I think that they left. I missed that. Sorry, but I don't think they did. I think they fell back, and I don't really agree with that. I don't think they needed to. So a brief interruption to your regular scheduled broadcast. This is what ended up happening on the other side and why the defenders ended up having to fall back. You can see all of the banners wavering for the West Sax armies, and this entire flank is just shattering. So I just wanted to interrupt it and let you guys know exactly what happened. Now, back to the regular battle. And then some of the leftover units here from West Sax are going to get wrapped around. You can see the rest of them running for their lives. But it could be that I just missed maybe a big break over here, and if I did, I truly apologize. And that could be what forced these guys to fall back, because if I was them, I would not fall back from this if I have the choice. And here comes the Thanes horsemen. Well, I thought they were going to come over here, but maybe they're just going to take this point. They should maybe come over and finish this Eastman hunter that I believe is shooting. Well, nope, no, it's not. I think they're going to take this point, causing some more stuff to burn. That does allow for some, damage to the settlement, which affects, you can see, melee skill, supplies. I believe that takes away, like, ammo of arrows. Then if they take one more, it will do some other stuff. Or actually, that's the main point. Never mind. Some places have multiple of these points up top. All right, you got a breakthrough on this side, and I assume eventually they will come and wrap around the Norman shield wall. But you can see the rest of the units falling back. Got some of the Norse Viking raiders getting in on some of the units here, slowing them down. Hopefully going after some of these archers that could possibly still have ammunition. That is one nice thing about this game, is that you don't have to worry about all the damn javies like in Rome 2. It's, cav, javy, 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 javy. Get too close to something. Javy, javy, javy. They really need to set up this defense and really need to deal with these horses so they can finish setting up their defense. Flemish crossbows, triple chevroned. Militia fjord archers, mailed long axes. Bounce power seems pretty even right now. There's about a 800-man difference between the attackers and the defenders. And everything is wrapping up or out the outside now. They should be wrapping around this housing unit here to basically get around the Norman shield wall and should be able to break that. I'm not 100% sure why they are doing this kind of stuff out here. I think it's kind of unnecessary. You know, why defend 1, 2, 3, 4 points when you can defend 1 point? That would be my suggestion. So if I was the defenders, I would just fall those units back. I don't think there's really a point to doing it. You don't have the troops to continue to support these little gaps. If you shorten up your defense and put it here, you can have reinforcements to plug the gaps and reinforce things. You can see East Anglia over here just charging right in. Norman shield wall is gone. So that means the rest of the Northumbrians and the Norse are in, and they will continue their advance. Balance power is slightly in favor of the attackers at this point. By no means a huge amount. The axe herdmen up here, I think they're getting shot by the Flemish crossbows. Got the barricade set up. Oh, you can see the shields drop in the background. They fire again. There we go. Shield wall dropped by the axe herdmen over there. Over here you got axe levy, mailed Saxes. Looks like, are they going to fall back or are they going to stay here? I can't quite tell what they're doing. Or maybe they just readjusted their line. We brought some berserkers out here, but they are getting them away. Must have maybe seen some archers back in the background. I will say that is one thing I don't like about this game, is I don't like not being able to see like a symbol or something for the units. You know, all of the flags are all just the faction symbol. None of them really portray what kind of unit it is, and I wish that they did, because that's actually kind of annoying. I think the archers are moving up this way. I think they're going to try. I think Royal's going to try and do the same thing that he did before, bringing them up to the side and getting the side shots on the archers up here on the walls. Northumbria is just going right in, man. Like he exhausted his army earlier by throwing this whole army into that breach, and now, well, I guess it's just his archers. Never mind. Hold that thought. He might actually be resting his stuff now. It looks like. You can see the settlement burning. That comes from taking these points back here. See, now they're down to -5 supplies and -5 melee skill. So that as you burn more and more stuff, it is going to assist the attackers more and more. It kind of like incentivizes the defenders to try and put up more of a defense out on the outer walls to basically try and prevent the attackers from burning all that stuff. You can see the defenders are starting to pull back. It looks like they're maybe just gonna okay, it looks like they're gonna defend this area and this area. Once again, I don't really see the necessity of it. It just seems like an unnecessary use of resources to me. Big charge by the Thane's horsemen, breaking the shield wall of the Norman axe levy. If they can get an infantry unit in here right now, oh man, it is wavering as well. I don't really approve of the Thane horsemen going through there. Well, it broke now. That's huge. Once again, this is why I don't see why they held that spot. I think it's an unnecessary thing. Like, they're so far away with their stuff that they can't support this. Now they're probably going to lose 2 units here because they're now caught out of position. They're basically going to have to now make their stance here in this kind of crescent moon shape here. You can see the cavalry and now an axe herdman attacking the center, the mailed Saxes. Then on the right here, you got Norman shield wall going up against the Viking archers. Probably still just resting up his units. On this side, nothing really engaging yet. The armored archers over here firing? It doesn't quite look like it. You do have the militia feared archers shooting down. I will say if the attackers come into this side here, oh, look, no. What are you, why though? Once again, you're just exposing your 2 other units to get surrounded. In Northumbria, I don't get this, Northumbria. Don't, why? Why? Especially, so because your morale is such a big thing, what also becomes a big thing is the exhaustion of your units. So I guess this is why he did it. Like, in the end, East Anglia probably should have engaged a unit on that to stop it, but it's whatever. I still don't agree with what the defenders are doing. But yeah, because your morale is such a big deal in this game, your exhaustion level is also a big deal. The more exhausted your unit is, the quicker it's going to break. So by throwing your entire army in, that means you can't rotate anything. That means that your entire army is getting more exhausted, and you can't give any of your units a rest. So I really don't agree what Northumbria has been doing with his army there. The armored archers from East Anglia coming in, I think they were going to go engage these guys. I mean, it looks like East Anglia is going to have to carry the rest of this battle. Northumbria and the Norse look pretty banged up at this point. And then you got a charge here from the mailed long axes. They are about to annihilate these armored archers. 145 men versus 44. Here we can scroll over the battlefield. Let's go cinematic mode. Look at the mountain in the background. Got a shield wall over here. Now the mailed long axe is actually looping around. I think they're going to catch a couple of the Northumbrian units in the back. Warlord's companions going into combat now. Probably going to catch that unit in the rear. That is the fresh general's unit. Oh, maybe, nope. Looks like they're going to charge forward. Pretty sure they're out of ammunition. Still a decent amount of units here left from the defenders. I just still disagree with kind of I think it was kind of a waste of units throwing them forward like that. Really just defending something that was unnecessary. And looks like the attackers are just going to go straight into this defense now. Taking some of the Viking archers and throwing them in to engage. And then you can see in the background more and more units moving forward. Now the defense here, we got a lot of Eastmen, Axemen. That's like everything I'm seeing. Norman mailed spears, Royal Companions in the back here, 92 out of 110. So they've seen some combat. Got a Berserker unit here, so they're waiting for a good position, a good moment. Pretty sure the attackers are out of ammo on all their archers, so that is really good for the defenders. His Berserkers actually might be able to get in on stuff. A big push, armored archers, bunch of Norse stuff. A lot of the depleted stuff. Once again, the Northumbrian stuff just going right in. There are multiple, two Berserkers here? One of them silver chevron, so I think that one probably got a lot of kills. The other one double bronze. But here comes more units. You got the Warlord's Companions from Northumbria. You've got Axe Herdmen from the Norse. Going in, trying to break the shield wall. Can they do it is the question. The attackers do still have a solid amount of stuff left, especially Stanglia. Got the Jarls Huskarls back here, which are a pretty damn good unit. Got a Berserker, multiple, 3.5 Berserkers, well, 3.25 Berserkers. But the East Anglian General moving up, Warlord's Companions. I think what he's waiting for, these archers and crossbows to finally run out of ammunition, because those Jarls Huskarls and the Berserkers really don't like arrows. So I think he's trying to get them to waste their ammo so that he can actually throw in his really good stuff. Might have some stuff moving now. Because if he can get those units in, he can probably break right through this shield wall pretty easily. Berserkers, where did they go? Oh man, look at that. They've only lost 2 men. They're already 2 chevrons up now. Flemish crossbows are really just... whoo, boy, they are really racking up some kills. Got some stuff breaking now. Danelaw Axemen from Northumbria running away. Pretty healthy unit too, but they are back now. 63 men. They have 3 chevrons now. Uh-oh. So we have... no, okay, the Berserkers are just falling back. Probably trying to get another charge in. But they are really kind of opening up that little spot there. Charging back in. Not sure how good of a charge they're going to get out of that, though. Flemish crossbows up to silver chevron now. Double bronze on this one. The Norman Huskarls moving forward. They actually had a catapult back here, but it looks like it's out of ammo. Or the crew's dead or something. Honestly, at this point, the attackers just having to grind their way through the defenders. The one thing that in playing this a few times that we noticed is that the money difference is pretty massive. I think it's like 3,000 gold or some crazy amount like that. Pretty nuts. I think we found that we had to have the attackers leave money on the table because the balancing was just huge. The reason they do that, obviously, because of the towers and the walls, the defenders get extra stuff, but I think they went a little overboard on how much money difference they made. I think the defenders are running out of units, though. That's what it looks like to me. Here we go, Anglian Raiders moving back in. One of those pretty healthy. Look at that, 110 men left in it. Where is... okay, so he still hasn't moved in his Huskarls. Looks like they were getting shot to hell, man. Pretty sure this is them. Crossbows, I think, did a number on them. Danelaw Axemen running away again, but I'm almost betting they will come back. Yep, look at that. Called it. Honestly, that is the thing that that was one of the things that annoys me the most about this game, is you can't really rely on your units to stay in one spot. They like to run away all the time. Look at these units. They look awesome. Uh-oh, now a general going in for the defenders. They're starting to get that point where, so we got 1, 2, and I thought I saw, yep, 3 generals. All 3 generals, I should say, for the defenders are engaged. So some of their best units are fully engaged in combat. Not only that, you can see, look at this guy. So one cool thing about this like game is that your generals, you can up their experience like you can any other unit, but you can also add men to their units. So you can see this guy, 200-man unit, his Royal Huscarl here. That means, so that would not be a normal unit. That means he increased this unit size. You pay money for it. You pay money to tier up these units multiple times, adding the men into the unit, making it larger. So you're basically paying money to make your general more powerful, have more men, so on and so forth. The defender's actually gaining some ground. Look at this. The attacker is actually losing a little bit of ground here. The defense was here. They have actually pushed the attackers back to the mouth of the opening here. I'm kind of surprised. So they did move their berserkers and Huscarls forward, but they have not engaged quite yet. I think we've gotten one. Did we get one berserker in? He had another one, I thought. Maybe that also got hit by the archers or something. I don't see. I thought he had two other berserkers that I just don't see anymore. Here comes the Huscarls moving up. Hearthguard. See how that one's also 200 men. That's also been tiered up. That's the Norse player. The Royal Huscarls over here from Dyflin, though, down to 76 men now. Norman Huscarls 126. The Royal Companions at 82. Balance power, it really has not shifted much at all. Warlord's Companions moving back. I think switching out for the Huscarls. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're pulling their units out so that their Huscarls can get a full charge in. And so 2 Huscarls, and I think I saw their Berserkers move up as well. There's the Berserkers here. You can see just gave the command to move those forward. Going over, engaging the Flemish crossbows. And then moving the Berserkers, probably to engage the line. Ooh, here's one of the generals. They could probably engage right into that. How many does this Norman Huscarl lose? Oh, he's gaining some chevrons. Let's see his men starting to drop. Berserkers and Huscarls starting to do their work. See that head is getting chopped off. The Berserkers for East Anglia are pretty beat up, though. And East Anglian Raiders getting a side charge into some of the defenders here. I think the defenders are really just running out of troops. Generals are fully engaged. Generals are starting to lose men really, really badly. And the attackers still have their Huscarls. They have their Warlord's Companions. I think it's pretty much just down to East Anglia at this point for the attackers. But he has very, very healthy stuff. Berserkers for the Norse are already in. Looks like the Norse still have a 90-man axe here. But I think this looks bad. Royal Companion doesn't look like it's holding very well. Huscarl's pulled out, I think, to probably once again get a cycle charge. Attack order from the Anglian Raiders. Oh, North still has his Hearthguard, sorry. Jarl's Huscarl's moving in. Oh, God. Oh, that was just rude, man. Like, oh no. Now the Jarl's Huscarls actually surrounding the Norman Huscarls now. So the Norman general's completely surrounded. He might even be dead already. Well, he broke, so it doesn't matter. Then over here, armored archers starting to waver. All right, somebody just died. I think that was the Dyflin general now. Double chevron now. Look at that. Double silver, excuse me. This guy is also double silver. A Hearthguard for the Norse is, or what the hell? I thought that was a Norse unit. Yeah, so the Hearthguard for the Norse, triple silver chevron now. Jarl's Huskarl, man, they are just ripping up this defense. Once they ran out of archers, they don't seem to have an answer for these Huskarls or the Berserkers, especially with the constant cycling of East Anglia. Very, very well done there by Not So Royal. You guys probably recognize his name. He is one of the admins of the Dragon Core server. Been one of the part of the group for a long time, but it looks like time just ran out. Oh, that hurts. So close, so close. Well, I guess it doesn't give me the kills, but I guess that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to go hit that subscribe button. I apologize, I didn't realize that it just didn't show the kill screen. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. I thought it was a lot of fun to cover a Thrones battle, and hopefully we get some more of them in. If you liked it, please leave a comment, let me know what you guys thought, and we'll see you guys next time.